Okay, so we just have to provide it the cubic Benzire properties. So run the test and it works. Use a Benzire curve to move a graphic. Okay, a previous challenge discussed the ease out keyword that describes an emission change. Okay, so it's telling about that we use the ease out. Now we have to use the cubic Benzire values instead of the ease out. Okay, to see the effect of this Benzire curve in action, change the animation timing function of the element with ID red. Here, this one to a cubic Benzire. We have to change this to a cubic Benzire. Okay, so we just have to change the properties according to their given one cubic and then Benzire. Okay, and then change the properties to 0, comma 0, comma 0.58, comma 1. Okay, remember it's similar to the ease out. It looks just like that. Fast and then slowing down before reaching to the end. Run it and earlier on initial time for the element of the ID. Red should a cubic Benzire function with. Okay, I guess Control C. Okay, stride 0, comma 0. Okay. Make motion more natural using a Benzire curve. Okay, so we don't need a motion like this. We want a motion like the middle one. That's swift. Okay. So change the animation timing function of the element with the ID green to cubic Benzire function. Itna. Okay. So we have to change this one. Okay, with these values, with these given values. So have to change it to 0.311, then 441, and then 0.444 and 1.649. Okay, now it's more natural. Run the test. Works. Introduction to the applied accessibility challenge. Okay, go to the first lesson. Add a text alternative to image for visuality impaired accessibility. So this is about using the alt tag. Okay, so alt tag describes your image, so it is displayed when the image is not working. Okay, let's in this case the image is not working, so our alt text will be displayed. Let's see what alt text we have to put. Okay, happens to both the coding engine. Actually an engine is building a website. Okay, and add an alt attribute to the image tag that explains camper cat is doing karate. The image src. Okay, alt text in display, so have to explain camper cat is doing karate. Okay, so type alt equals to and this thing. So see, we see camper cat is doing karate here. Run the test. Okay, know when alt text should be left blank. Okay, for images with a caption you may still want to include alt text since it helps search engine catalog the content of the images. So the alt tag also is useful in while this using the search engine optimization. So Google watches for the alt text that you use in your images. Okay, and when someone searches for those similar alt text, it shows your images on the search results. Add an alt attribute to the image tag and set it to an empty strings. Okay, so when do we set alt text to empty strings? It is when our image is just for decorative purpose. So run the test and it works. Use headings to show hierarchical relationships of content. Okay, what we have to do is Camper Cat wants a page on his site dedicated to becoming a ninja. Help him fix the heading so his marker gives semantic meaning to the. It means that the most like the biggest heading means that this is the like when you go to Times of India page. Okay, and then they have a big heading and all the heading subsequent to that are smaller. Okay, so we can see the differences. Okay, so change all the h5 tags to the proper heading level to indicate that they are subsequent to h2 tags. Okay, what they wanted us to do? Uh, Change all the H5 tags to the proper heading level to indicate their subsections of the H2. Okay, so they wanted us to make it some looks like that these H5 tags are subsections of these H2 tags. That doesn't make sense. 6 H3 tags, okay, not have any H5 tags. Okay, so they wanted us to make them H3, I guess, like this. H3 and H3 again. It's just boring, but we have to do that. So let's try it. H3, H3 again. We just have to do this one more time. Okay, and we're done. Let's try this. Okay, works. Jump straight to the content using the main element. Yeah, remember we started from the main element. So whatever is really important on our website should be enclosed within the main element, or you can say main tag. Has some big ideas for his ninja weapon page. Help him set up his marker by adding, opening and closing main tags between the header and the footer. Covered in other changes, keep the main tags empty for now. So we just have to declare the main tag, opening and closing. So whatever will come inside this main tag, let's say a h1 of hey, then this will be given more priorities in the search engine optimization and everything. Run the test, works, submit. Wrap the content in the article element. Article is another one of the new HTML5 element that adds semantic meaning to the markup. Article is a sectioning element. Okay, yeah, article is just to sanction to provide a section. Okay, so div group contents, section group related contents, article group independent self-contained contents. It means articles can be used to display pop-ups and everything. Div holds contents together. Okay, section and articles can be contained inside the div also. Camper Cat uses article tag to wrap the post on his blog page, but he forgot to use them around the top one. Change the div tag to use an article instead. So we just have to change this div to article. You won't see any meaningful change on the right side, but that's just what they wanted us to do. Okay. Make screen reader navigation easier with header landmark. Okay, the next add semantic meaning and improves. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna use header now. Camper Cat is writing some great article out in the training and wants to add a page for them to his site. Change the top div that currently contains h1 to a header. In the starting I told you all the main heading should come inside the header tag. Okay, so instead of a div it should be a header. Okay, let's just run the test. Works. It is just for the search engine optimization. You see, applied accessibility so that our website is more accessible to the Google and other search engines. Navigation is something that comes inside the header tag. Okay, this green layer here, free code camp, the search bar is a navigation bar. Okay, and if I go right click here and then go inspect. Okay, and then you see it's a navigation bar and it's inside the header, this free code camp website. Okay, makes sense. Close it. So campercat includes navigation links at the top of his training page, but wrap them inside a div. Change the div to a nav, so we just have to change this div to a nav here also, to a nav. Run the test. Works. Make screen reader navigation easier with the footer landmark. Okay, Campercat's training page is making good progress. Change the div he used to wrap his copyright content. Yeah, we know that these type of contents here should be inside the footer tag. Yep. So footer and a slash footer. Oops. Okay. Run the test. Works. Improve accessibility of audio content with the audio element. Okay, so now we're going to use audio element for the first time. So okay, time to take a break from the camper cat and meet a fellow camper ZerCX. Okay, a champion of accessibility and a screen reader user. To hear a clip of his screen reader in action, add an audio element after the P. We have to add an audio element here. AUDIO. Okay. Audio tag. Okay, what's next? Include a controls attribute, then place a source. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to place controls, type controls here. Okay, close this audio tag. Okay, you see we got this, and inside this now we have to provide the source. Okay, type src equals to, and here provide the link to the file or the media file, and we got it here. Okay, copy this and let's just paste it. Okay, and then type, we have to provide it's a audio file, so audio, and then the format which is mpeg, and then this is a self-closing tag, so a slash. Okay, I can hear this. I don't know if you can, but let's just try run the test. Cannot read property length of the null. Oh, what's wrong? Then place a source tag inside the attribute, set it now. Okay, what's my, make sure the audio element has a closing tag. Oh, okay, sorry, I forget a slash audio tag. Okay, improve chart accessibility with the figure element. Okay, do we got a chart here? Nope. So it's hard to work creating a stacked bar chart showing the amount of time per week to spend training in stealth, combat, and weapons. Help him structure his page better by changing the div tag he used to a figure element figure he used to a figure tag, and the p tag that surrounds the caption to a figure caption. So I guess we just have to make some changes, but where? Okay, I guess it's the section one. Nope, it's inside the main. We got to div, and then sections, stealth, and everything, where we have to do the changes. Help him structure his page better by changing the div tag he used to a figure tag. Surround the caption to figure caption. Okay, doesn't make sense. Okay, so we have to change it here. We have to make it figure and a slash figure also, and then figure caption, right? So FIG caption. So it will end with a figure caption also. Okay, let's run the test and works. Improve form field accessibility with a label element. So we have been through the forms, and now we just have to provide a new label property, which is just to we have to enclose this inside the label. So Campercat expects a lot of interest in his thoughtful blog posts and wants to include a email sign up form. Add a for attribute on the email label that matches the ID of its input field. Okay, here. So what we have to do, add a for attribute. Okay, in the label that matches email that matches the ID of the input field. So what's the ID? Which is email. So okay, Let's try running it, and it works. So what it did is, uh, this email here, we write this inside the label tag, okay, and then this label tag should have a for property, okay, which should be same as the id property of the input tag. Okay, the input tag is used to create these blocks here, this input field. Okay, run the test, submit. Wrap radio buttons in a field set elements for better accessibility. Okay, so if you have been to the challenge where we were creating the radio buttons, then you remember how we created them. So let's just go quickly with it. So field set, you just have to enclose this stuff. So wants information about the ninja level of his user when they sign up. Okay, he added a set of radio buttons and learned from our last lesson to use a label tag with the for attribute for. Okay, go camper cat. However, his code still needs some help. Change the div tag surrounding the radio buttons to a field set tag. Where is it? Okay, here. Yeah, we have to change this div to a field set. Okay, similarly a slash field set here because I usually forget them. And instead of the p, it should be a legend. Okay, and a slash legend also. Okay, does that make sense? Run test works, but what is this? So whenever we are declaring the radio buttons, it should be closed or wrapped inside the field set tag. Okay, and then the heading, like you can say the heading of choice, like what are these choices for, what is the question. Okay, the question should be wrapped inside the legend tag. Okay, and then the input field id newbie type radio, and we know how this works. Add a accessible data picker. Okay, so data picker is just the submit button. So Campercat is setting up a Mortal Kombat tournament and wants to ask his competitor to see what date works best. Add an input tag with a submit type attribute of date, okay, an ID attribute of pick date, and a name. Okay, so we just have to input it. So input, see what's on the right side and what's now. Input type is equals to date, okay, ID is equals to pick date, okay, and a name is equals to date. So input access self closing, and you see now we got a date picking. Okay, so that's how it works. We type input, we type is equals to, and what we want to take input of. We want to take input as a date. If I put a password here, and if I go here and type something, you see it's a password. Okay, if I wanted to take input as a text, let's say for a text, and then I close. Okay, then I can type text here. Okay, and I can also type email. Okay, so it will check if it's a valid email or not. Hi at the rate g. Okay, I'm not submitting it, so it won't work, but if you submit it, then it will say it's wrong. But right now we just wanted it to be a date, so a date. Okay, run the test. Okay, standardized times with the HTML5 datetime attribute. Okay, so cat's Mortal Kombat survey results are in. Wrap a time tag around the text Thursday, September 15. Sub th. Oh, that's for to put it like this. Where is it? Yeah, so put th like this. Superscript and subscripts, and add a datetime attribute to set it to itna. Okay, where is the code? Okay, yeah. So instead of the wrap the time tag around the text Thursday, where is the Thursday tag? Here we have to wrap the time tag. Okay, and this here, I guess the set worked. And add a date time attribute to set it to. We have to add a date time attribute. Okay, so let's just add it. So date time attribute and set it to 2016. So that's when this code was created, I guess, for 9 and then 15. Okay, run the test. That works. What is this doing? Okay, so it means that whenever we have to write some timings on our website, okay, it's easier if we just enclose the timing statement. Like if you're writing Thursday, September 15th, okay, enclose this thing inside the time tag, and in the time tag, okay, provide a property which is called date time and whatever time or whatever date you are assigning. And the test to the next one. Make an element only visible to a screen reader by using a custom CSS. Okay. Display none, visibility hidden. Yeah, so what's the difference in display none and visibility hidden? I will show you. Wait. Camper's cat created a really cool stacked bar chart for his training page and put the data into a table for his visually impaired users. Okay, the table has a SR only class, but the CSS rules aren't filled in it yet. Give the position an absolute value and just